Welcome, Boo Believers. Finally fucking back on. Alright, there we go. Everything is done here. I am only a couple minutes behind. Fuck. It's been a hell of a day already. It's a hell of a start to the new week. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Hi, Giselle Chong and Anthony Noble and TJ Lachlan and Justin Seelig. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome. We have lots of headlines today. I don't have them organized yet. I was way behind the eight ball today. Don't always feel up to doing a show, but if you want to be a professional, you have to be consistent. So here I am. Even when I don't feel like doing a show, I'm doing one. Giselle, you missed the last Scream episode. Well, we're going to get into it on this one because definitely some news concerning Sydney, Neve Campbell. Yeah, we kind of knew they didn't have a choice, but we'll see what she says. She has spoken up. So, very good. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, as some of you may know, we lost one of the outside cats. Today, I had to take it to the shelter to get cremated, and I was looking all over for straw to put in these shelters that we're building here, and nobody has straw locally. Nobody. Home Depot doesn't carry it till the fucking fall, which, okay, we're past fall. Shouldn't you still have some straw left? Yeah, it's been a rough day. So, getting in here by the skin of my teeth and just making it. So we're going to read all these headlines together and and jump in and talk horror. So, got my coffee, got my vape. TJ says, I'll bring straw with me Thursday. Yeah, thank you, TJ. TJ and Steve coming and building that shelter, if you saw the picture the other day. We are going to order some on Prime overnight, because Amazon has everything, so, you wonder why people don't shop locally. I went to 2 different pet stores and called Home Depot. Called one pet store, went to another pet store, went to a Home Depot, and Steph went to a Home Depot where it actually, on the fucking website, it said they were in stock, that they had the straw, and that's where she was told they don't even carry it till fall, which we're past, so whatever. We will have some straw between you bringing some, which I truly appreciate, and we are ordering some off of Amazon Prime to be here tomorrow. I just feel horrible because the cat, I think, froze to death outside it wasn't a shelter that I built. It was a cabinet that was trash from one of the old tenants sitting around the back end of the building, and apparently there was a moving blanket in it, and it looks like that's one of the cats was sleeping in there, and you can't use moving blankets. This is why they tell you don't put blankets out, don't put beds out, don't even put hay out. I've gone to all these fucking I'm venting early today, Boo Believers, while people join in. Venting about pet products. They carry all kinds of hay, which they tell you absolutely do not use in outdoor shelters, because it still accumulates moisture and the cats and other animals can freeze to death on it. But they had plenty of hay in all of these Petco, PetSmart places, because they expect all your animals to be indoor pets, I assume. Who gives a shit about the outside strays or animals that live outside? Whatever. I'm almost done my rant and venting, and we're going to get to news, Boo Believers, I promise. All right. Let me jump on to what should we go to first today? I know y'all want to hear my review of, my spoiler-free review. Last night we watched Destroy All Neighbors. Me, Steph, and Maddie finally watched it last night. We had Hellaware Punk Party on Friday, so we didn't get to watch it. And then Steph had a thing on Saturday that she had to go to, so we didn't get to watch it then either, and we had to wait for her. So we didn't get to watch it Saturday, but yesterday we watched it. Was it worth the wait? Have you watched it? Be sure to chime in the comments, because we're going to talk about it very soon. But yeah, you're going to have to wait for my opinion on it. couple minutes, let's jump to a news story or two. Let's go to iHorror first here. What should we check out? Oh man, let's read this one. There we go. Here's a headline. Here's a headline to sink our teeth into. Stephen Falco checking in. What's up, Stephen? Maddie Meek watching us, checking in. What's up, Maddie? Thanks for tuning in. So, yeah, look at this. Mia Goth being sued by an actor who was allegedly kicked in the head during production on Maxine. Huh. Okay. Mia Goth is like a storm. Her incredible monologue in Pearl Alone is an all-timer, captivating and emotionally gripping audiences. The third film by Ty West features Goth's character venturing into the seedy world of Hollywood, exploring an entirely new narrative. It is said that Maxine draws inspiration from Giallo films and pays significant homage to Dario Argento, with its classic neon colors and fountains of blood. During production, there was a recent allegation that Goth kicked a background actor in the head. Kicking extras? As part of the extra work, actor James Hunter was covered in effects blood and lay down with others participating in the scene. While playing the dead parishioner, Hunter endured ants and other bugs biting him. In one scene where Goth had to step over Hunter, she reportedly got too close for comfort. After the second unit director informed Goth about Hunter's concerns regarding personal space, she allegedly responded by kicking him in the head with her boot during the next take. Ouch. What the fuck? Oh, man. Joe Castro checking in just in time for the Mia Goth shenanigans report. According to Hunter, Goth then found him in the restroom area where she allegedly belittled him. She allegedly continued the bullying and said that even if he wanted to, he couldn't do anything about it, and he had nobody he could tell that would assist him. This is fucking insane. Who fuck? The next day, Hunter didn't return to work due to his head hurting and feeling strange. Since he had to pull over twice, he decided that coming in was probably a bad idea. Hunter was told to get rest and that he didn't have to return to production. According to Deadline, the lawsuit accuses Goth of battery. Hunter is also suing A24 for wrongful termination since the actor was slated for 3 days of work. Wow, man. Just fucking wow. Kicking extras, Mia Goth? Fuck, man. I wanted to like you, but fuck, you can't be doing that shit. Holy shit. That's fucking crazy. And because he complained, apparently she took revenge on him, and he complained about her getting too close, so the next take she kicked him in the fucking... All right, look, this is all allegedly. This is all allegedly. But fuck, man, if this shit is true... Man. Look, actors are just people. I don't know if y'all are aware celebrities are just people, but I don't think they're aware sometimes. Some of these motherfuckers don't realize that they're just normal people and can catch a bad one real fucking quick. Man. All right, I'm going to go back to this. I don't know if there's any more to the story yet. The synopsis for Maxine. We all know the synopsis for Maxine. We don't need to read any more of that. That's really fucking disappointing, man. Really fucking disappointing if this comes out that Mia Goth is kicking extras in the head and harassing them in the fucking bathroom. That is a bad look. It's a bad look. Now, we'll see. We'll see if the double standard applies because it's a girl kicking a guy in the head. We just saw that Jonathan Majors got fired from Marvel because he assaulted his girlfriend in the back of an Uber. And I'm not sure of all the details of that, so I'm just going to compare the most recent Hollywood story to what looks like to be an upcoming Hollywood story and see if they both play out the same. Because, you know, we know that everybody hates the fucking patriarchy. Everybody hates men. Men are the enemy right now. And a lot of time, I don't want to be, how do I put this delicately without people canceling me? You know, women can get away with a whole lot. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what comes out with this story. That's really fucked up, though. Really fucked up, Mia Goth, if this shit is true, and you definitely just lost a fan. Because if this shit comes out, man, she's not going to work again. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I wouldn't hire her. Because who's going to want to work with her? Any what extras or stunt people or anybody like that? You just disrespected somebody on set working. I don't care if it is an extra. I don't care if you are the fucking star of the movie and that's an extra. You don't assault somebody and then harass them in the bathroom? Whoo, man. Well, I look forward to more of this. We got some juicy gossip going on. We'll see where this one plays out for the rest of the week. Boo believers. So there you have it. Mia Goth kicks an extra in the head because he complained to the second unit director, whose job it is to ensure safety on set, that she was getting kind of close while he laid there playing dead in a scene covered in blood and ants and bugs. So, yeah, you know what? Man, better hope it's false, but we shall see. What do you think, boo believers? How do you feel? Anthony Noble checks in and says, LOL, you're supposed to rough up the stuntmen, not the actors. Yeah, exactly. What do you guys think? I know we have Mia Goth fans. I know we have fans of X and Pearl, and that we're looking forward to Maxine. If this story's true, and she's assaulting extras on set like some kind of fucking Hollywood diva, what do you guys think? Jason Marshall checking in. Thanks for tuning in, Jason. Yeah, I mean, like I said, for me, I've worked with asshole actors before. I have stories. I'll tell some stories someday. I've probably told the story about the guy who I doubled who, was 60 pounds heavier than me, and I had to wear a padded shirt, and he freaked the fuck out. And then just talk shit on me the rest of the fucking shoot about how he used to do all his own stunts and didn't need a stuntman while I was standing right next to him. Totally disrespected me. And again, that's the kind of situation where, you know what, dude, you're lucky that you're higher up than me on the call sheet, because if not, we'd walk outside the set and settle this. And that's exactly what a motherfucker like that doesn't want. So, yeah, actors can be fucking assholes, and it's about time a bunch of them got knocked down a peg. That's why I love that Hollywood is crumbling before our fucking eyes. It's awesome. Go, Godzilla -1 and Terrifier 2 and all these other independent movies out here kicking Hollywood's ass. I fucking love it. All right. Well, yeah, Mia Goth, if that's some shit, if you did that shit, man, fuck, dude, that's fucked up. That was reported by Trey Hilburn on iHorror.com 3 hours ago. So we'll keep our eyes open on that one and see what else pops up. I'm going to jump over to another site here. Let's see. Just trying to see what else is on here. Like I said, I didn't have a whole lot of time to review these. We're going to skip over Fangoria. Bloody Disgusting. We've almost read all. We haven't read all these, actually. There's a couple other ones on here that we can check out. Joe Blow usually has the best news, though. Let's jump on to Joe Blow. Strangers. Yeah, let's do our Fede Alvarez. We talked about this one. I posted about this one earlier. So let's talk aliens. Let's get into some aliens news, shall we? On JoeBlow.com, written by Cody Hammond. Everything we know about Fede Alvarez's new Alien movie. Is it called Alien Romulus? Director Fede Alvarez's new Alien film has been given a 2024 theatrical release date, despite originally being planned for Hulu. So that's pretty cool. I guess the buzz is such that they decided, fuck that, we're not going to put it on Hulu. We're not going to make the same mistake we made with Prey and put it direct on Hulu when the movie's going to blow the fuck up with all this buzz? We're going to put it in the theaters. Yes, especially with horror doing so well. Why wouldn't you put this in the fucking theaters? All right. Director Steph Infection joining us. Checking in. Hi, Steph Infection. Thanks for looking for the straw. We were talking about it earlier. And yeah, we'll get back to it. Anthony checks in, says Prey was amazing. Was it Steven Seagal? No, it wasn't Steven Seagal, that's for sure. I never worked with Steven Seagal. I know stuntmen that did, and they talk mad shit on him. So, yeah, he's total fraud. Anyway, director Fede Alvarez should now be in production on the new movie in the Alien franchise, a project which may or may not be called Alien Romulus. Originally designed to debut on Hulu, Disney recently announced an August 16th, 2024 theatrical release date for the movie, which bodes well for its quality. So as a filmmaker who's known for moments of brutal, cringe-inducing violence, works to bring the Xenomorphs back to our screens, we decided it was time to put together an article that keeps track of everything we know about Fede Alvarez's new Alien movie. All right. Cool alien there from one of the other movies. And working title. Let's see, here's what we know. First, we have to address whether or not Alien Romulus is really the movie's title. The fact is, we don't know. It could very well be a working title or a codename title that will end up being changed down the line. The first time we ever saw the Alien Romulus title was on a production listing that was posted by the Film and Television Industry Alliance. That listing also said the movie would begin filming in Budapest, Hungary on February 6th. And while the production start date got pushed back to March 9th, filming is indeed taking place in Budapest, Hungary. Okay, so some clues, some breadcrumbs to follow that would lead us to believe that the information could be correct. Jonathan Peck jumping in and joining us. Thanks for joining us, John. We are talking Fede Alvarez's upcoming Alien movie, potentially titled Alien Romulus. Sorry, just get my coffee in today as well. The location information was correct. Now we'll have to wait and see if the title sticks as well. Romulus brings to mind two things, neither of which are likely to have any bearing on what the movie is about. Romulus was the name of the founder and the first king of Rome, and it's the name of a planet in the Star Trek universe. Young characters in peril. Alvarez put young characters through the ringer in his films, Evil Dead 2013 and Don't Breathe. And it looks like he's going to be doing exactly the same thing in his new Alien movie. Every announced cast member in this film seems to be in their 20s, going by birth dates available online. And The Hollywood Reporter says that, as opposed to the other movies which focused on adults in corporate, militaristic, and scientific roles, this now 9th installment of the franchise will focus on a group of young people. On a distant colony, the group finds themselves in a fight for their lives with the titular alien, a creature known as a xenomorph whose race propagates by implanting eggs into people's stomachs via facehuggers, with the juveniles eventually violently bursting out of the host's chest. Will this be the alien equivalent of a slumber party slasher? Interesting. Well, of course they're going the young route. They want to appeal to the young generation now. Everybody's trying their best to capture the young audience now. It's time to pass the torch. You're seeing it in every one of the old franchises that they are trying to revive and keep alive. It is time to bring in the youth. So, makes perfect sense. Why wouldn't they do the same thing with Aliens? Everybody loves taking it to the kids. So, there you go. Nothing's going to be made for adults anymore. I mean, we can still enjoy this. We were all teens at one point, but yeah, I love a good slumber party slasher. So we'll see if this is a xenomorph equivalent to it. The cast consists of Kaylee Spaney, who's currently riding high off the success of Priscilla, and will next be seen in Alex Garland's Civil War. David Johnson, Archie Renault, Spike Fern, Aileen Wu, and Isabella Merced. The other ideas. There were several directions the Alien franchise could have gone after release of 2017's Alien Covenant. Although that film didn't go over well with fans or critics, it did okay at the box office, and Alien director Ridley Scott wanted to make a direct sequel, a chance to wrap up the Alien prequel trilogy he had begun with Prometheus and continued with Alien Covenant. So that could have happened. Alternatively, the studio could have chosen to revive the Alien 5 project Neil Blomkamp had been developing, which would have brought Sigourney Weaver back as franchise heroine Ripley and given Michael Baine's Hicks character from Aliens a different fate than the one we had seen in Alien 3. Blomkamp's ideas had a lot of fan support and support from Weaver and Baine, but it was put on ice because Scott wanted the focus to be on his prequel trilogy, which ran into a dead end anyway. Another filmmaker who wanted to make an Alien sequel that would have brought Weaver back as Ripley was Walter Hill, who had been a producer on every Alien movie and got writing credits on Aliens and Alien 3. Hill wrote a 50-page Alien 5 treatment with fellow franchise producer David Giler, who has since passed away, but somehow it didn't gain any traction. So by getting his Alien movie into production, Alvarez has beaten competition from the likes of Ridley Scott, Neil Blomkamp, and Walter Hill. So, the pitch stuck with Ridley Scott. We may not know exactly what Alvarez's story is, but we do know the pitch made an impact on Ridley Scott, who is producing the movie that could be called Alien Romulus. Apparently, Alvarez told Scott his idea for how to approach a new Alien movie years ago, and it stuck with him. In 2021, Scott called Alvarez and asked him if he was still willing to make that Alien movie. Obviously he was. 20th Century Studios president Steve Asbell had said that they decided to move forward with the project purely off the strength of Fetty's pitch, as it's just a really good story with a bunch of characters you haven't seen before. All right. That's good praise. Let's hope that's the case. No connection. There's a great shot. Newt and Sigourney Weaver. Oh man, there's the original crew of the Nostromo. This was Aliens. This was Alien. Sources say the script Alvarez has written with his frequent collaborator Rodo Sayags doesn't have any connection to the previous Alien movies, except of course for the presence of the Xenomorph. So we shouldn't expect to see any tie-ins with the Scott prequels, The Adventures of Ripley, or the Predator crossovers. However, doesn't the story about a distant colony being stricken with a xenomorph problem sound a lot like what happened on LV-426 before Ripley and the Colonial Marines showed up in Aliens? This is only speculation, but Alvarez could be cooking up a surprise midquel that takes place within the time frame of Aliens, the story of the downfall of LV-426. That's intriguing. But maybe it really is a completely different colony. Maybe the sources aren't trying to throw us off the trail, and the movie really doesn't have any connection to previous installments. That's an interesting idea, though. I mean, it's, if you remember in Aliens, they showed up, and it was a colony where everybody had just disappeared. There was one remaining survivor, and it was the kid, Newt, who stayed alive in the air ducts. And they come out at night mostly. Yeah. That's not a bad idea if he takes that, and that could fit the concept of a bunch of young kids in this new colony established on this planet, and the xenomorph threat pops up, and maybe the adults get taken out early, and the kids are left to try and fight it off, and that's why Newt's the last one surviving. It could be. It could be. Very interesting. I would like some kind of connection. You could tell a totally different story like that and connect it. I think that would be cool to see. So, all right. Moving on, set between Alien and Aliens. Despite the alleged lack of connection to other films in the franchise, we know that the story is set between the events of the original Alien and Aliens. Kaylee Spaney told Variety the film is supposed to slot in between those two movies, but of course she couldn't go into detail about how or why it fits in there. This doesn't kill the speculation that this could be about the downfall of LV-426, but it also stirs up speculation that the movie could be a variation of what we saw in the video game Alien Isolation, which was about Ellen Ripley's daughter Amanda investigating her disappearance and ending up crossing paths with a xenomorph on a space station. It's not likely that this would be a direct adaptation of Alien Isolation, but it could be drawing some degree of inspiration from the game. I doubt that. I very highly doubt it's a game. Game stuff doesn't do well, so... Alright, next, theatrical release, and this, yeah, there's Prey. They're probably saying, "Oh man, this is exactly what I said at the top of this article," is probably what they're going to say here. Unlike last year's new Predator movie, Prey, the new Alien movie is going to be released theatrically, with the Mouse House giving the film an August 16th, 2024 date. This is similar to what the studio did with Barbarian, which grossed $45 million on a $4.5 million budget, and their recent The Boogeyman, which has already raked in $25 million and counting. Many think Prey would have been a blockbuster had it gotten a theatrical release, as people still prefer to see their scary movies in a dark theater. As anyone who's ever watched an Alien film theatrically can tell you, that's always the best way. 100%! Wake up! Wake up! Hollywood and theaters. Nobody wants to pay theater prices to go watch drama they can watch at home. Nobody wants to pay theater prices to go... I mean, they're getting tired. Superhero movies still bring it in because you get big blockbuster shit, but for the most part, all your art house movies and all your... I haven't seen rom-coms or like straight like comedies going to theaters. It's very rare. I rarely see it anymore. The only thing I see go to theaters, superhero movies, kids movies, horror movies. There you go. If I'm wrong, you can tell me, but yeah, I rarely see anything else going to a theater. That's what's bringing money at the box office. You're not getting, the Martin Scorsese's making the 3-hour crime dramas of the world are outdated. It's just not flying anymore. So, which is fine. I got so sick of that stuff anyway. It's just got so overdone. All right, Ridley Scott's review. According to back to the story. Sorry. According to Alvarez, Scott has already seen the completed version of Alien Romulus and praised it, calling it fucking great. While the movie may be hitting theaters, we'll still be getting some Xenomorph content on Hulu with Noah Hawley's Alien TV series in production. That show is set on Earth, with FX CEO John Landgraf teasing that the series takes place about 70 years from now and will not feature any characters from the movies. However, the infamous Weyland-Yutani Corporation will still be involved. Currently, the show has no release date and likely will only premiere after the new Alien movie comes out. So there you have it. Lots of Alien news. Lots of Alien news. The Fede Alvarez movie is done, I guess, because Scott has already seen the completed version of Alien Romulus and praised it. So yeah, and we're getting a TV series set on Earth 70 years in the future. So that's pretty cool. I like it. I'm down with some aliens. I could go for some xenomorphs. What about you guys? Nancy Dannon Smith checking in. Hi, Nance. Thanks for checking in. We're talking aliens. TV show and a new movie coming from Fede Alvarez. Anthony Noble. Barbarian. $4 million on CGI. Was it, though? I'm trying to think of, like, Barbarian, they did, it was like the, probably them prosthetic titties, right? Man, Barbarian ruined titties for me for a while. Fuck. I don't know if I can go back and watch that one again. It was disturbing. But I enjoyed it. I thought Barbarian was one of the really good ones. Probably one of the best of 2022, I guess it was. It came out the end of 2022. So, yeah, Barbarian definitely would have made my top 10 in 2022. So, all right. Well, moving on from aliens, let's get to our other... Oh, you know what? I'll jump to Facebook real quick and check in with... on some posts. Justin Clark checking in. Hell yeah, brother. What's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us again. And I shared your pictures of your zombie looks on Facebook. So we had some comments on that as well. I fucking... After the live stream here where we had you on, Justin, I uploaded the replay to YouTube. and I think they fucking shadow banned me because I got a fucking copyright notice. I don't think it was a strike. I wound up having to erase the episode, but yeah, because The Walking Dead's super strict about all that stuff. I totally forgot. All my friends who worked on it living in Atlanta used to talk about it all the time. You can't post any of that stuff, and then they fucking. So it's like Disney with the with shutting shit down before it. You know, you're not allowed to like show their trailers. Yeah, so yeah, I think I caught a short shadow ban on YouTube for showing it. For showing the trailer that day. But it was worth it. It was worth it. Fuck YouTube anyway. Pains in the asses. Ernesto Betancourt checking in. What's up, Ernesto? Thanks for tuning in, man. We just got done talking Alien. And we're going to jump to some Scream news in a minute. But checking some comments real quick. We had 6 comments on our Alien talk here. So I'll jump in and read what you guys had to say. Jimmy Rowe checked in, said, I'm glad they're ignoring the prequels because Prometheus was awful. I didn't even see the one after that. I don't think I saw it either. I don't know if I saw the other one. Neil McDougall checked in and said, Jimmy, weird because I thought Prometheus was great, especially the director's cut. The regular Alien movies just got so dull. And then Jordan Kucharski jumped in. Neil McDougall said to Neil, responding to Neil, I like certain aspects of it, like the bits with the big blue guy and the giant face hugger, but thought the part where the guy basically becomes a zombie was ridiculous. I never saw Covenant, but if it focuses more on the alien aspects of the story and less on the other random stuff, I'm good. I actually like 3, Resurrection, and both AVP films, even if they were varying in quality. So, yeah, nice little talk there. I mean, I didn't hate Prometheus, but it definitely dragged. I was like, all right, well, what's this had to do with? All right, I guess this has to do with aliens, with xenomorphs. Jesse Zito checked in and said, I'm here for Fede Alvarez. Love his dirty, gritty style and can't wait to see that added to Aliens. Him directing alone is what sold me. I'm a simple man. I agree. I look forward to seeing Fede's take on Aliens, too. I really enjoyed his 2013 remake of Evil Dead. I thought it was great. Yeah, I look forward to seeing what he's going to do with Aliens now. Thank you guys all for checking in there, though. Neil, Jordan, Jesse, Jimmy, thank you all for checking into the chat. All right, let's jump and do our Nev Campbell. Let's do your thoughts while we're here, shall we? Jose Blanco checking in. What's up, Jose? Justin says you have to post it backwards. What? Play the trailer backwards so they don't catch it. Nice. All right, let's see. Let's do our, we had a bunch of comments. Well, we'll do the story first. Let's jump back and read the story first, shall we? And then we'll see what you guys are saying. Thanks, everybody, for checking in once again, hanging in. Make sure you're following if you're not already. If you're not following my page, you will get notifications. Hopefully, some of you, if you're following, will get notifications when I go live and post stuff, and I'll tag you. If you're one of my regular followers or somebody who I know is into horror, into the story that I'm sharing, I will tag you in my posts during the day as we lead up to our 5 o'clock show. If you don't want to be tagged, I don't get offended. Simply send me a message and be like, hey, man, stop tagging me. I get it. All good. No problem. I've had people message me and ask to be untagged. Feel free. It is, not a problem. But some people actually appreciate the tags. They thank me when I tag. So, different strokes. All right. Nev Campbell would return to Scream under the right circumstances. And this is on Joe Blow by Matthew Plale. Nev Campbell hasn't ruled out a return as Sidney Prescott in the Scream franchise, having left after a pay dispute. Yes, which we've talked about plenty here. So, let's see what she has to say. What's your favorite scary movie? For many, it's Scream, and for probably nearly as many, it's hard to imagine the franchise without its star Nev Campbell, who remains one of the most beloved final girls in the history of horror. And while Scream 6 suffered partly due to her absence, and she's not currently signed on for Scream 7, Nev Campbell would consider rejoining the series under the right circumstances. One has to wonder just what those circumstances would have to be for Stardust Studio could give Campbell the money she deserves, which is why Sidney wasn't in Scream 6. Yes, show her the money. That's what it's all. That's all it's going to come down to. With so much going on behind the scenes of the planned 7th installment, one-time director Christopher Landon is out, Melissa Barrera was fired, Jenna Ortega bailed, it might be the perfect opportunity to bring Neve Campbell back, something that fans and even screenwriter Kevin Williamson has been calling for. As far as her take on the latest Scream, Neve Campbell told Variety, I honestly don't have any idea what their plans are. I know a lot has gone on around it, and I'm sure they're spinning a little bit at the moment. Still, she wishes the production well wherever it may end up, adding, these movies mean a lot to us, and they mean a lot to the fans. Excuse me. I go to these conventions sometimes, and I meet the fans, and they're frantic about these films. They love them. These films mean a lot to them, and these characters mean a lot to them, so even for their sake, I would love to see it continue. This is completely in line with Campbell's past support for the Scream sequels, even praising Scream 6, which was the first entry without Sidney Prescott. The drama behind the scenes of Scream 7 has easily overtaken any hype there was, while Neve Campbell coming on board would wash some of the slate. The filmmakers would have to do something interesting with her character, such as raising the stakes by involving her family, including presumed husband Mark Kincaid, Patrick Dempsey, as mentioned in 2022's Scream. So there you have it. Would you like to see Neve Campbell return for Scream 7? Could her involvement save the movie? Let us know in your thought in the comments. Whee! Well, yeah, we knew it was coming. I mean, this is news. We all knew they're going to try and court Sidney now. They're scrambling. They don't know what they're going to do next now that both of their precious young stars are gone, the director's gone, and you know, we've talked about this before. Good riddance. I hated the ending to Scream 6. Scream 5 or whatever Scream it was, or just Scream. It was okay, I suppose. I hated the fact that a 98-pound high school girl killed Dewey, one of the best characters in the entire franchise, but, you know, whatever, that's what these clowns decided to do with our beloved franchise, and somebody let them do it, so that's what we get. That's what Hollywood does, and now they're fucked. Because they put all their eggs in the new actor basket. The only one that they brought back last movie was Gale. So let's see what happens. More interesting shit in Hollywood. All right. What do you guys think? I'm going to jump over here and read the Scream comments now. So Logan Sear checked in, said, personally, I'd like to see them keep going with Jenna Ortega. I enjoyed her character a lot since I finally caught up with the movies after 2. Yeah, I enjoyed her character, but I totally get... well, she's out because of filming Wednesday in Ireland or Scotland. She's filming Wednesday in another country, so she's not going to be able to film Scream 7. So she bowed out. I don't blame her. So hopefully we wind up losing a lot of that. Well, we're definitely losing those characters, obviously. Hopefully we lose the Mindy and Chad character. Yeah, they were just horrible. And we should have lost them at the end of the last movie, but even though they were stuffed and stabbed multiple times, they somehow survived and ran to the scene of the crime. It was a great happy ending that I fucking hated. So, okay. Vince Bruno checked in, says, this is totally me being misinformed, but do these movies ever even have all that high of a budget in comparison to the millions they almost always make, or do these horror companies really not have the money to pay their actors? It depends on the franchise, but Scream is backed by a big studio. It's a big studio production, so they definitely have money to pay her if they want to. Productions are just cheap. I went in, I added into here with a little more of my thoughts to Vince with a bit of a rant, but I won't get super into it. But yes, studios love to pinch pennies, cut corners, get stunt people hurt or killed, because they don't want to pay extra for safety. And if they can make a movie without paying a big name actress or cheat her out of some money, they absolutely will. So, yeah, that's how Hollywood operates. They're a bunch of shysters. All right, Steph Infection checked in, said, pay the queen and bring her back. Oh, and kill off some of the current cast. Yes to both, Giselle Chong chimed in, and I said I wholeheartedly agree with both of these two. Maddie said, would love to see Nev return. And Anthony Noble, check this out. I know people hate on the newest 2 movies, but I was so into seeing the ghost of her dad's storyline. I didn't hate that. The CGI wasn't the greatest on our Billy Loomis actor there. Oh, God, I'm drawing a blank on his name. What's his name again? I'm going to draw a blank on his name. God damn it. But yeah, the Skeet Ulrich, that's who it was, Skeet Ulrich. So yes, the CGI to make him look young like he did was not the greatest, but you know, it is what it is. It was a hologram. They can make holograms of dead actors like Harold Ramis look amazing, and they can't make a hologram of a live actor who can actually step in and do the part look realistic. But hey, cutting corners, that's what I would suspect. All right, so yeah, most of you seem like you're down with the return of Nev. I would be also. I don't know what the hell else they were going to do. I don't know what the, you know, what else are you going to do besides bring Nev back? You got to go some route. So, yeah, TJ Lachlan checks in, says, I'm not holding my breath for Scream. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. If they bring back the OGs, then I'll be excited. But at this point, it's tough to say. So, all right, let's get to it. Let's get to it, Boo Believers. Destroy All Neighbors. So we have been talking about this one for some time, and we had a few comments. Logan Sear checked in. I'm checking this flick out soon, hopefully. Reese Bowling, absolutely wicked. Thank you for the tag. Justin Seelig, I'm excited to hear what your thoughts are on this. So yes, we shall dig in. Let me get a little coffee here. And I will hit the vape as well before we get into this one. TJ is checking in, said I really like Destroy All Neighbors. So, yes, I'm about to hit it. All right. So, Destroy All Neighbors, if you're not familiar, which you should be because we've talked about it enough here. It's a Shudder original. It stars Jonah Ray Rodriguez and legendary horror and comedy actor Alex Winter from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Freaked and Lost Boys, and he's done a bunch of other stuff as well. In this movie, he plays Vlad, a annoying neighbor who moves in next to Jonah Ray Rodriguez's character, who is an aspiring prog rock composer who has spent 3 years making an album, trying to finish it, and now he is constantly now being interrupted by noise from Vlad next door, his new neighbor. That's your synopsis. Oh, well, he also kills Vlad accidentally, and hilarity ensues. A whole array of death and dismemberment, and zany shenanigans ensue. So, yeah, Destroy All Neighbors is on Shudder, just premiered on Friday. And let's see, I guess I'm going to do the good and the bad, because I have a little bit of both. I will say I enjoyed the movie. It was good enough, but I don't know if I'm going to watch it a second time. I don't know if it had the rewatchability that I look for in a movie. But let's do pros and cons. Here we go. TJ says, I've watched it twice already. All right, let's get into it. So it opens with a really cool 80s title sequence. You get like your the actual, it looks like the font, the logo and everything here. The eyeball flies up and you're flying through what looks like intestines or some kind of long tube, and you come out and we meet Jonah Ray Rodriguez, and he's fiddling with all at his little like workstation in his apartment, and we meet him. We kind of get his background. We meet the girlfriend, who's kind of just like okay, 3 years. We kind of get the whole lay the foundation there. So as he's late for work, we learn his neighbor's moving out. We kind of get the idea that he's a bit of a, I don't want to say slacker, but I mean, it kind of has that slacker vibe. He kind of, how to put it? He's a bit eccentric and like forgetful and kind of like gets caught up in his own world. So, and again, it's the prog thing. So he's a prog metal musician or a prog rock musician. And that's a con for me. Right off the bat. It was two-sided. It was a pro because I can relate to a musician, and I get it. I totally understand and relate to the musician aspect of it. You're working on something, the distractions, constantly being, bombarded all sides. Even if I wasn't a musician, as a creator, as an artist, you're constantly hit with distractions and things that get you sidetracked from trying to complete whatever piece of art it is, whatever type of art it is that you're trying to work on. So, I definitely related to that, but the prog rock thing, I have never liked prog rock. And apologies to anybody that plays prog rock, loves prog rock. Dude, do you? Or dudette, do you? But it's just not for me, man. It is just way too much self-indulgent noodling for me and no groove. And it was funny because there's a scene in the movie. I don't want to give it away. Brad Sever checking in. What's up, Brad? Thanks for tuning in, man. I'm giving my spoiler-free review of Destroy All Neighbors, so I'm not going to get into one of the jokes they make about prog in it. But it was definitely funny, and I definitely related to it. And it's one of the reasons that I could never get into prog. There's just no, groove. There's no groove to it. It's just and all the parts are disjointed. They shouldn't, stuff that shouldn't fit together, they kind of force it to fit together. And yeah, there's a whole thing about bridges in there. And it's, as a musician, if you're a musician and you know prog musicians, you'll get this as well. And you'll find a lot of this stuff kind of tongue-in-cheek funny. So, Justin Clark asks, what about Coheed and Cambria? I think they're prog. I'm not a fan of Coheed and Cambria either. I think they're kind of like proggy metal-ish. I don't know if somebody who's better versed in metal genres than I could tell us what Coheed and Cambria might be considered. Is it prog? I don't know. I know prog, like Tool is proggy. The big bands that I know that are proggy are like Rush and Yes. They were like the proggy bands back in the day. There's a band that he follows. What the fuck was it called? It was like Dream. I forget the name. It was a funny name though, and it was very, very prog derivative. So there are a lot of nods to like music and all that in there, the industry stuff. And he works at a studio. His boss is the guy from Reno 911. Funny scenes with him and this other like pop artist. So we get that kind of stuff. There is some good comedy in here. One of the biggest, and I'm not going to go through the whole movie and go through breaking it all down. Brad checks in, says, "What's up, brother? Kind of hoping it's not a bad flick." It's not a bad flick. And it's worth giving a watch. I just had a couple issues with it. So here we go. The pros, really good. The fucking prosthetics, the effects in this thing. Alex Winter is damn near unrecognizable as Vlad. He in all the prosthetics, he's got like a suit on. His fingers are all chubby and big arms, and the face. You see it. We've watched the trailer. You can see it here in the poster. He's right up here on the right. This is Alex Winter from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and he is completely covered in prosthetics. And I was looking on his. I follow him on social media, and it's the same makeup artist. Very cool. Fun fact here, the same makeup artist that did his transformation in this did the transformation for William Sadler into Death back on Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Bogus Journey, one of them. Whichever one, he was in both of them, right? Death was in both. So, yes, It was the same makeup artist that worked on the Bill and Ted movies way back then, was the makeup artist on Destroy All Neighbors. So that's like a very cool little bit of trivia that now you know. If you're a fan of the movie and fan of Alex Winter and all that, there you go. Same makeup artist. There's pictures of him in the chair getting done up as Vlad, and then there's pictures that he puts side by side with the same guy doing William Sadler's makeup way back on Bill and Ted. So very cool. So that was a big pro for me. The makeup looked great. The characters were pretty fleshed out, written well enough. There was, you could see this this little woman down here. This was a great fucking puppet. This was really well done. Her face, like wrinkles moved and everything. That whole, the mouth, when that puppet was really good, man. That was really good. Makeup was okay. The giant beast at the end that we get here, this big monstrosity, it was okay. He was good enough. They did the special effects are very like 80s-ish, 90s-ish. You get a lot of neon colors and bright and blues, stuff like that. So yeah, the aesthetic of the movie was pretty good. Okay, here's where I'm gonna start giving my bad, and this is probably my biggest gripe. Here's my biggest gripe with the movie, and that is all this stuff is happening to his character, to Jonah Ray Rodriguez's character. I can't remember his name in the movie. He was like the least likable guy. He was like right off the bat, I was like, I just don't like this guy. There is no, he's so self-indulgent. He's so self-absorbed. He's got his hot girlfriend. All she's asked him to do is pick up printer paper. He can't fucking manage to do anything for anybody else. He's so in his own little world and in his own fucking head. Like, he creates all this shit for himself. And you're just like, I have zero sympathy for this guy. And aside from being a musician, I feel no connection to him whatsoever. I'm just like, this dude is a piece of shit. He is. And like, he whines all the time about, oh, I feel like a loser because I didn't get my album done, because I don't get my album done. You are a fucking loser. You are a loser. The dude is a loser. The way they wrote him, he's a loser. And I guess, I don't know if that's on purpose, or I don't know if they were trying to make him sympathetic. If they were trying to make him sympathetic, they failed horribly. I did not like him even a little bit. And I don't know if it's because I don't like prog rock, and I don't like prog rockers, and I don't like these self-indulgent douchebags who want to blee, 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 all on their fucking fretboards all day, but I just could not feel any kind of connection to this lead character. I was like trying to find somebody. I was like, man, who the fuck do I connect with in this movie? It was tough to find any character to connect with. I was like, man, I kind of feel like I connect with the fucking, the only one I felt like I connected with, the fucking asshole with the acoustic guitar. He was the only one who I was like, yeah, I'm with that guy. Yeah, he's so, and he's barely in the movie. So other than that, it was tough to find some way to, like, some kind of emotional connection with the character in this movie, man. It was tough. So now you take that, and then here goes my other little bit with like, I kept waiting. I gotta say too, I didn't like the ending because and here's why. So a lot of stuff, and I'm going to try and explain this without giving anything away. A lot of stuff in this movie happens. There's a lot of circumstance, a lot of shit. There's a lot of bloodshed, a lot of stuff going on. And a lot of times in this movie, you're asking yourself, is this all just in his head? Or are these things actually happening? Are there these creatures there? Are these ghosts really there? Like we've seen in the trailer that, he's haunted by the decapitated head of Vlad. So I'm not giving anything away there, right? So in these other scenes where we see him talking to Vlad and him doing stuff with Vlad's head, is the head really there? Is it not really there? Is he walking around with just a dead, decapitated head and talking to it like it's real? I was waiting for that to all be resolved at the end of the movie. And if that would have been resolved, I might have had a bit of a different take, but they never fucking resolve it. They never tell you. And some stuff happens and you're like, well, wait. It feels like this was all in his head when the end happens, but then you're like, well, then how did this happen? How did that happen? Where did this come from? There's so much stuff that doesn't make sense happening if it's all in his head that they should have, I would have, there's so much going on. And in my head, I'm thinking it's all in his head. So I'm playing the reality in my head while he's doing all this crazy stuff with these talking decapitated heads and stuff. In my head, he's doing stuff with just pieces of dead bodies that he's murdered. And I'm waiting for it to be like that to happen, like some kind of hint of reality, because he's just going crazy, it feels like, and they never fucking resolve it. Even at the end, I'm like, wait, was it all just him being crazy? Like, who was playing drums? Not to give everything away, but Robert Bull checking in. What's up, Rob? Thanks for checking in. We are I'm giving my as spoiler-free as possible Destroy All Neighbors review. TJ Lachlan said, I can agree with that. He was very unlikable. Yes. And well, yeah. And that's what, and sometimes they do that. A lot of times we've talked about this too. They do that now in movies with young people because we want to root for the slasher. It's like fun to root for the slasher, so they make the young people all unlikable. But I felt like we were supposed to be rooting for this guy in this movie. Like I felt we were supposed to root for him to get his album done. I was like, what? I don't understand. I don't understand. Steph Infection checks in, says, it was cool to watch once, but I am so confused by a lot of it. It was too slow at parts, and I'm just confused. Well, yeah, there were some pacing issues too. But I think that could have been fixed if they would have just filled in some of these blanks. I think if they would have, to me, the whole movie takes place in his head so much. So the pacing has to slow down in certain places because he's fucking crazy. I feel like if they would have given us glimpses at reality, maybe it would have been, it could have been paced better that way. I don't know. I still recommend watching it. And I still enjoyed watching it. There were certain parts that I was like they had a couple of montages in there where the sound was really annoying. I was like, wow, they're really like, because prog can be really annoying. I kind of associated it. I was like, man, this is like really like intricate pushing, like almost annoying montage music to the point where I was like, oh, please, is this montage almost over? Fuck. So yeah, it was, there was some really good stuff in there. And then I felt like there was some missed potential as well. And I just felt like the main character, I felt like they needed to write better. I just felt like it was unlikable and I could not connect. I couldn't feel sorry for him whatsoever. So, yeah, Destroy All Neighbors probably clock in around I'm going to say like a 6.5 maybe out of 10, I would say. I'd say give it a watch, especially if you're like a musician or somebody that likes practical effects. I'm sure Maddie would agree and I'm sure Steph would agree too. But if you like practical effects and stuff like that, it's really cool. A lot of the stuff in here is really cool, and there's some fun stuff, fun puppets. But yeah, man, the main character, he's just like, he just deserves it. Like everything that's happening to him, you're like, yeah, dude, you suck. You're just like a sucky dude. So, all right, that's my take. That's my spoiler-free first take on Destroy All Neighbors. Sorry, Alex Winter and Jonah Ray Rodriguez, but yeah, the script could have been a little bit better. I feel like the script could have been a little bit better, and it probably would have ranked up a little higher. So, what'd you guys think? I know TJ liked it. If anybody else has watched, so check in the comments. TJ does agree that the main character was pretty unlikable. Anna checking in says, boo! Hi, Ronin. What's up, Anna? Checking in on the daily booze with a boo. I love it. Justin Seelig checking in. And, yeah. All right. Well, I still suggest everybody check out Destroy All Neighbors on Shudder. It is free if you subscribe to Shudder like most good horror fans do. I'm still fucking with Screambox. I'm finding less and less to watch, though, because some of it's really bad that's on there. I'm leaning more towards canceling it and just getting the Amazon version. It's $2 cheaper, but they have less on, the Amazon version. So, but I'm not finding a ton on there anyway. And like I said, the interface through my TV, I haven't gotten a Roku stick yet for the office TV here, but it should play just fine through my Amazon if I get the Amazon add-on app, which I'll probably do. I'll probably cancel my Screambox after this first month and jump to Amazon with it and see if it works better. TJ Lachlan said, I like the effects, and he said, I just watched Suitable Flesh. I recommend that. I am definitely going to watch Suitable Flesh. I know that's next. That comes up on Shudder in a week, I think. I think it's on Shudder next week. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that one, too. We've talked about Suitable Flesh. We watched the trailer. Looked really good. It's like some H.P. Lovecraft body horror kind of stuff. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Brad Sever, jailbreak a Fire Stick and get TTV. You can find everything. Huh. TJ Loughlin says Walmart has DVD for $10. Oh, sweet. So you can get the Suitable Flesh DVD at Walmart now for $10. And Brad says you could jailbreak a Fire Stick and get TTV and find everything. Fuck, I ain't even... Man, shit. I should get a jailbroke Fire Stick. Fuck. I'd never leave the TV, though. Would probably be the problem with so many fucking channels. Oh, man. All right, I'm going to do a quick scan of the news one more time, see if there's any other headlines we should check in with. More Scream talk. Ooh, here's one we can talk about. This is on Bloody Disgusting. I don't think we did a lot from Bloody Disgusting today. So this will be our last story of the day, folks. This one was 2 days ago, but that was the weekend, and we're back. So Bloody Disgusting's John Squires reported R.L. Stine confirms next Fear Street movie from Netflix is based on his book, The Prom Queen. So if you are an R.L. Stine fan and you read the Fear Street books, The Prom Queen will be the next movie on Netflix. I have not read The Prom Queen. She was drop dead beautiful. Oh, that's a cool little picture. Very classic and romance novel looking. 3 years after the ambitious trilogy directed by Lee Janik, Netflix is headed back to R.L. Stine's Fear Street with the brand new movie based on Stine's teen horror tales. Stine has taken to Twitter this morning to confirm recent reports that the next Fear Street movie will be based on his book, Fear Street, The Prom Queen, published in 1992. Stine tweets, I can finally announce that a new Fear Street movie is about to go into production for Netflix. It's based on my Fear Street book, The Prom Queen. Good news! This news was first reported by the website What's on Netflix earlier this week. The site noted in their exclusive report, Fear Street Prom Queen is a standalone feature that likely won't feature any characters from the Fear Street trilogy released on Netflix in 2021. Here's the official synopsis from the Prom Queen book from Stine. A spring night, soft moonlight, 5 beautiful prom queen candidates, dancing couples at the Shadyside High Prom. These should be the ingredients for romance, but stir in one brutal murder, then another, and the recipe quickly turns to horror. Lizzie McVeigh realizes that someone is murdering the 5 prom queen candidates one by one, and that she may be next on the list. Can she stop the murderer before the dance is over? For good? Bum, bum, bum. Based on R.L. Stine's teen horror franchise, Netflix's Fear Street trilogy debuted in summer 2021, the 3 films unfolding one massive story across 3 weekends of releases and 3 decades. Don't forget. Netflix Fear Street franchises thus far include Fear Street Part 1, 1994. A circle of teenage friends accidentally encounter the ancient evil responsible for a series of brutal murders that have plagued their town for over 300 years. Fear Street Part 2, 1978. Shadyside, 1978. School's out for summer and the activities at Camp Nightwing are about to begin. But when another shady sider is possessed with the urge to kill, the fun in the sun becomes a gruesome fight for survival. And Fear Street Part 3, 1966. So it was cool the way they went back. They were like, oh yeah, we're going to hit you with the most recent one in the 90s, then we jump back to the 70s, then we jump back to the 60s. The origins of Sarah Fire's curse are finally revealed as history comes full circle on a night that changes the lives of Shadysiders forever. All right. What did you guys think? Did you like the Fear Street movies? I enjoyed them. I watched them and I enjoyed them. I thought they were pretty good. I was a fan. Kevin Goodale checking in. What's up, Kevin? Thanks for coming out Friday night to you and TJ and everybody else who came out and partied with us on the first Hellaware Punk Party. It was a blast. But yes, we're talking Fear Street now, and the next one will be based on the Prom Queen. Did you enjoy those Fear Street movies, the 3 movies? I know they had their issues, and they were a little lopsided with the pacing maybe, but overall I thought they were fun, kind of gateway teen horror films. I enjoyed them. I thought they were pretty good. So what do you guys think? Are you looking forward to the next Fear Street movie based on the book The Prom Queen? Yeah, and there's the cover one last time, giving it a look. R.L. Stine. So good to see it. I love seeing stuff getting, especially like stuff from our childhood, these books. I'm a Goosebumps fan. I'm an R.L. Stine fan, obviously. So, yeah, seeing this stuff being made warms my heart. All right, Boo Believers. I believe that's going to do it for us today. It is 10 after 6. Yeah, I got to hit the road. Still have more work to do. I got to take my son back to college now. His Christmas vacation is over. So, yes, back to school he goes, and Dad's got to move him back in. So, until tomorrow. Oh, yes, tomorrow's my birthday, too. So, I'll still do a show. I will see you all tomorrow. You can come on and wish me a happy birthday if you want. We could just skip it. I'm getting so old that I don't want to celebrate birthdays anymore. I'll just ignore it. Let it just slide on by unnoticed. I have enough gray in this fucking beard already, right? All right, that's going to do it. Welcome to another week of Daily Booze Live, and I will see you tomorrow, Boo Believers. Stay spooky, and thanks for tuning in.